The hallmarks of the most bullish thing in the history of Bitcoin and crypto just occurred yesterday. And a massive congratulations to you because you're present and active in the crypto-verse while it happened. Something like that can never be luck, so pat yourself on the back. As in this video we'll be discussing what the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF truly means explained in plain English, and what I'm personally doing about this to set myself up for generational wealth, as cringe as that saying is. Let's begin. So again, BlackRock has filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF, and I genuinely even right now cannot believe it. The key word here is spot, ladies and gentlemen, not futures, spot. So why is spot Bitcoin so significant? The reason is because with Bitcoin futures, which the SEC has approved for trading derivatives on CME, it drives no liquidity whatsoever to the actual Bitcoin asset. So as a result it has zero impact on the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin CME is not actual Bitcoin. It's just a blank piece of paper that's pegged to the price of Bitcoin, allowing institutions to trade Bitcoin without driving liquidity into it. Which is obviously a big deal, because if these institutions had the ability to drive actual money into the Bitcoin spot asset, it would obviously impact the price of Bitcoin drastically. So that whole idea of mass adoption and institution money coming in and regulation clarity, all of that is related to exactly this. So it could be that these huge enterprises want to buy Bitcoin and have wanted to for a while, but they just don't have the means to. But once those regulations are set up, where a spot ETF can only be established if it's regulated and cleared, then there's the green light for institutional money to come in. And the whole time what's been so weird about getting clearance and approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF is that the SEC approved the futures Bitcoin ETF, and not the spot, even though technically the two carry the same exact risk in terms of investing. So the question has always been why? Why is the SEC not approving the grayscale ETF? And we just always concluded that it was because they were anti-Bitcoin and crypto. But with BlackRock now applying for such, and I shouldn't really have to explain who they are, it's starting to make a bit more sense. Where Andrew here posted something similar, saying how some think there's a non-zero probability the SEC approved the application expeditiously, meaning very quick. And just for the record, this isn't an application. This quote-unquote application is already very likely approved. These boys run America. As Ramen Panda says it, BlackRock is not grayscale. They're not the type to apply hoping for the best. It's a done deal. Okay, cool, so now that we know this is very likely happening, what now? Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the genesis of Bitcoin mass adoption, and the most bullish thing to ever happen to it. Institutional money is on the brink of coming in. And believe me when I say they do not care about picking a quote-unquote bottom. Coincidentally, just as the other day the Soros Fund Management CEO says crypto is ripe for the taking. And as Ki-Young Ju describes the moment the gold ETF hit the New York Stock Exchange, showing it was never the same after. And also highlights how before the ETF gold and Bitcoin both topped out at a market cap of 1 trillion. But once the gold ETF came into play, gold got to 10 trillion purely on the inflation hedge thesis. Could we see something similar? Maybe, maybe not. If we do, that's a 200k Bitcoin. Another thing to point out, I saw a lot of people saying would the Chinese and Hong Kong buy an American ETF? Probably not. But coincidentally, Arthur Hayes literally on the same day brings up the thesis of how a Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF may work. And remember, for us, we do not care who buys what ETFs. As long as it's spot Bitcoin, it will force the entity to buy actual Bitcoin from the markets and to hold it. This is buy pressure in its purest form. There's also rumors about a Citadel-backed crypto exchange EDX market to go live later this year. So are institutions finally making their move, my people? You know, I wasn't too keen on the Americans pushing out crypto narrative. Why would the US ever do that? And now the real motives are getting revealed here, to monopolize the crypto markets and have them under the thumb of the few players that run everything. Are we really surprised here? These TradeFi guys sat on the sidelines over the years watching plebs like CZ and outsiders make more money than they ever could in the same time. They missed out. And so what's the solution? Cause utter chaos in the industry while they were getting ready the whole time for the takeover. It was never about pushing crypto out, and I wonder if with FTX, is it a coincidence that it's no longer around while the SEC guns for Binance and Coinbase, while there's talks coming out at the same time about an FTX 2.0. Such impeccable timing, don't you think? Could FTX 2.0 become the only crypto exchange that's allowed in America? I wouldn't be surprised. Regardless though, as evil as this whole thing was and as upset as you might be, once again you're here. You're present. I shouldn't tell you what the plan is, and nor will I, because I'm not a financial advisor. But as my good friend Panda says, now that the mother of Wall Street is here, Us normies gotta accumulate Bitcoin. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you all for the tremendous support you've given on the recent videos. It means a lot. If you'd like to support me in another way, then consider signing up for one of the crypto exchange links below to buy or trade Bitcoin or any other cryptos. Thanks again.